Hello and welcome to part 1 of our Unit 2 test review. The first question I have on here is, other than a no solution set, we want to use interval notation to express the solution set and then graph the solution set in a number line for 2x plus 4 is greater than 10. So in order for us to do this, we first need to subtract 4 from both sides. So this makes 2x is greater than 6. And then divide by 2. So the inequality that this one makes is x is greater than 3. The interval notation for this, since there's no or equal to, it will be parenthesis 3, comma, infinity. And then the graph would look something like this. I'll put the 3 here. And let me change color this time so we can see this here better. There'll be a parenthesis here at the 3, and then yep, that is not gonna show any better. Never mind. Parenthesis at the 3, and then we would shade here to the right for that greater than 3. The second one, same thing, solve the linear inequality other than that no solution set. We need to graph the solution set on a number line. 5x minus 2 is greater than or equal to 43. So for this one, we're adding 2 to both sides. This one makes 5x is greater than or equal to 45. Then dividing by 5 makes this to be x is greater than or equal to 9. And then this interval notation would be a bracket this time, 9, comma, infinity, due to the or equal to. The graph would look something like this. I'm going to put 9 here in the middle. Due to the or equal to, this would be a bracket and shaded to the right. For that one. My third one has, other than a no solution set, use interval notation to express the solution set, graph it. Negative 4x is greater than or equal to 16. This one we're dividing by a negative 4. And since this is negative, we need to flip the inequality. This would be x is less than or equal to negative 4. So interval notation would be parenthesis negative infinity, comma, negative 4, and then a bracket. So that graph would look something like this. The negative 4 here. This will be now to the left. The bracket opens and we shade on the left-hand side. The fourth one, other than the no solution set, use interval notation to express the solution set. Graph the solution set in a number line. I have 8 times x plus 1, in parentheses, plus 2 is greater than or equal to 7x plus 16. So we first need to distribute that 8. This will be 8x plus 8 plus 2 is greater than or equal to 7x plus 16. The 8 and the 2 on the left-hand side combine. This makes 8x plus 10 is greater than or equal to 7x plus 16. We could subtract 7x from both sides. And this makes x plus 10 is greater than or equal to 16. And then we could subtract 10 from both sides. And I ran out of room to do it underneath it, so I'll do it over here on the right. This makes x is greater than or equal to 6. So the interval notation will be a bracket, 6, comma, infinity, with a parenthesis, and this graph looks something like this with a 6. We have a bracket opening to the right, and shading there on the right-hand side. The fifth one that I have is to solve the linear inequality. Other than that, no solution set. Graph the solution set in number line. I have 4 minus, this is x divided by 2, is greater than 5. So for this one, we can first subtract 4 from both sides. And that would make negative x over 2 is greater than 1. And now we need to multiply again by a negative 2, like we did before. This time, again, we need to flip the inequality symbol. This would be x is less than negative 2. That interval notation for this would be parenthesis, negative infinity, comma, negative 2, parenthesis. And this number line with the negative 2 here would open to the left with the parenthesis, and we shade on the left-hand side. The sixth one I have on here is to solve the linear inequality. Other than that, no solution set. Graph the solution set in a number line. We can first distribute the 4 on the right. So 4x is less than 4x minus 8. We could probably already see this answer, but I'm going to carry it one more step by subtracting the 4x from both sides. That way it displays the answer a bit more nicer. This would be 0 is less than negative 8, which doesn't sound right, right? 0 is definitely not less than negative 8. So this one would be a no solution set. And because there's no solution, that means there would be no number line for this. So I'm just going to write no solution. Okay, good. That is the first part of our Unit 2 review. Please be on the lookout for part 2. Thank you.